I'm sure you've heard the news. Harry and Meghan still make headlines, even years after stepping back from their royal roles. Their every move, from public appearances to private outings, is scrutinised by the press and debated by the public. Whether they're attending charity events, walking through city streets, or simply enjoying a quiet moment together, the cameras are never far behind. The fascination with their lives hasn't faded. If anything, it's intensified, with tabloids and social media dissecting every detail. Their story is one of love, rebellion, and the struggle to define their own path outside the rigid traditions of the British monarchy. But beneath the glitz and gossip lies a much deeper issue, one that goes beyond celebrity and touches on questions of safety, responsibility, and the evolving nature of royal privilege. But should they still get royal protection? That's the question at the heart of a heated debate that's been raging since their departure from official duties. Royal protection isn't just about having a few bodyguards in suits. It's a complex, multi-layered operation involving highly trained professionals, advanced technology, and coordination with law enforcement agencies. For decades, the British royal family has relied on this intricate web of security to shield them from threats, both known and unknown. The presence of armed officers, armoured vehicles, and constant vigilance has become synonymous with royal life. But when a royal steps away from their official role, does that protection automatically end? Or does the risk they face as public figures mean the security should continue, regardless of their status? As the spotlight lingers, the question just won't go away. Every time Harry and Meghan are seen in public, the media frenzy reignites the debate. The relentless attention isn't just an inconvenience, it's a potential security risk. Crowds gather, paparazzi jostle for the best shot, and the line between public interest and personal safety blurs. The couple's high profile makes them targets not just for photographers, but for anyone with an agenda. In today's world, fame can be both a shield and a sword, offering influence but also inviting danger. The risks are real, and the consequences of inadequate protection could be dire. So, who decides what level of security is appropriate and who should pay for it? Let's unpack the controversy. Traditionally, royal security was simple. Serve the crown, get protection. For centuries the rules were clear. If you were a working royal, representing the monarchy at home and abroad, the state provided for your safety. The logic was straightforward. Your public service put you in the spotlight, and with that visibility came risk. The British public, through their taxes, funded the security apparatus that kept the royal family safe. It was seen as a necessary expense, a small price to pay for the stability and continuity of the monarchy. But times have changed. The royal family is no longer just a symbol of tradition. It's a global brand, and its members are celebrities in their own right. The lines between duty, fame, and personal choice have become increasingly blurred. But when Harry and Meghan stepped back from royal duties, they traded palace life for independence, and sparked a security dilemma. Their decision to carve out a new life, first in Canada and then in the United States, was unprecedented. No senior royal had ever voluntarily walked away from their official role in such a public and dramatic fashion. The move was hailed by some as a bold assertion of personal freedom, and criticised by others as a betrayal of duty. But regardless of where you stand, one thing is clear. Their departure created a legal and ethical grey area when it comes to security. Without the backing of the Crown, who is responsible for their safety? Should the British taxpayer continue to foot the bill, or should Harry and Meghan be left to fend for themselves in a world that can be both adoring and hostile? Should the British taxpayer still foot the bill, even though they're no longer working royals? This is the question that has divided opinion across the UK and beyond. On one hand, there's a long-standing tradition of public funding for royal security, justified by the unique risks faced by members of the royal family. On the other hand, many argue that once you step away from official duties, you forfeit the privileges that come with the role, including taxpayer-funded protection. The cost of royal security is not insignificant. Estimates run into the millions of pounds each year. In an era of economic uncertainty and public spending cuts, every penny is scrutinised. For many, the idea of funding the security of two people who have chosen to live abroad and pursue private ventures is a step too far. Critics say, no job, no perks. Protection should go to those who actually serve. They argue that the monarchy is an institution built on service, and that the benefits of royal status should be reserved for those who uphold their end of the bargain. If Harry and Meghan are no longer representing the crown, why should they enjoy the same level of protection as those who do? Some see it as a matter of fairness, others as a question of principle. The debate has spilled over into the media, with commentators, politicians, and ordinary citizens weighing in. For some, it's a simple equation. If you're not working for the monarchy, you shouldn't expect the monarchy or the public to look after you. But supporters argue, once a royal, always a target. Their fame and family ties mean real risks, wherever they live. They point out that Harry and Meghan's connection to the royal family doesn't end just because they've stepped back from official duties. Their lineage, their titles, and their global profile make them perpetual targets for threats ranging from overzealous fans to more sinister actors. The tragic history of royal security failures, most notably the death of Princess Diana, serves as a stark reminder of what can happen when high-profile figures are left vulnerable. Supporters believe that the monarchy, and by extension the British state, has a moral obligation to protect its own, regardless of geography or official status. After all, the risks don't disappear just because someone chooses a different path. Add children into the mix, and public opinion gets even more divided. The presence of Archie and Lilibet raises the stakes considerably. For many, the idea of leaving young children unprotected is unthinkable, regardless of their parents' choices. The safety of royal children has always been a top priority, with elaborate measures in place to shield them from harm. But when those children are living thousands of miles away from the palace, outside the traditional structures of royal life, the question becomes even more complicated. Should the same standards apply? Or does the responsibility shift to the parents, who have chosen a different lifestyle for their family? The debate touches on issues of parental responsibility, public duty, and the rights of children to safety and security. So, where's the line between privilege and genuine need? At what point does the duty to protect end and personal responsibility begin? The answer isn't clear-cut. On one side, there's the argument that royal status brings with it lifelong risks, and that the institution has a duty of care to its members. On the other, there's the belief that privilege should be earned, not inherited, and that public resources should be reserved for those who serve the public good. The debate is as much about values as it is about security, about what kind of monarchy the British people want and what they're willing to pay for. It's a conversation that goes to the heart of the relationship between the royals and the public, and it's unlikely to be resolved anytime soon. Should protection follow the title or the threat? This is the crux of the matter. Is royal security about status or about real-world danger? Should the presence of a title guarantee protection, or should it be based on a careful assessment of the risks involved? Security experts argue that the threat landscape has changed dramatically in recent years, with new challenges emerging from social media, international travel, and the global reach of celebrity. The old rules may no longer apply. Some suggest a hybrid approach, with protection tailored to the specific risks faced by each individual rather than a one-size-fits-all policy. Others believe that the monarchy must adapt to changing times, balancing tradition with practicality. Let us know your take in the comments. Should the monarchy's duty extend beyond the palace gates? The debate over Harry and Meghan's security is about more than just two people. It's a reflection of broader questions about privilege, responsibility, and the changing face of the monarchy. As society evolves, so too must our understanding of what it means to be royal, and what obligations come with that status. Your voice matters in this conversation, so join the discussion and help shape the future of the monarchy. Should protection be a lifelong guarantee or a privilege tied to service? Where do you draw the line? Share your thoughts below, and let's keep the conversation going.